Hello, Chula. First one up. Nikki. Hello, dear. So quickly you guys found me. You've been waiting around or nothing to do? What's going on? Nikki, how's the exams going? David, good to see you. Hello, Rob. Thanks for joining us. Remember, guys, I don't always remember where you guys tuning in from and how old you are and if you're a man or woman. I know Nikki is in Florida, David is in Texas. Rob, I forgot where you're tuning in from and the age, and Chula, the same. Not sure if you're in UK or India. Of course, David, 24 Dallas, Texas, I know that one. Chula says Freehold, New Jersey. Is that is that what it means? And David says that he's a male. Okay. How can you prove that? No pictures. Bob says this is the first time I've said anything. Lol. I lurk at. Oh, is that right? Yeah, I knew that your name is not familiar to having been part of the bunch that I've had the experience to chat with on the live talks. But because you knew the protocol, like not the protocol, you actually knew my name and so warmly you greeted. Therefore, I wasn't sure if I just don't remember you or you actually haven't been there. And thank you for the protocol. He says, I'm male, 44, Ontario. Oh, Ontario, fellow Canadian. Chula says, thank you for all your advice. My pleasure, Chula. Glad that you would join us here tonight. I did purposely leave today's live talk to be a little bit later. I felt that maybe Friday at 12 noon would alienate the North Americans in West Coast or East Coast and might get some subscribers or friends from Europe. But I wanted to see if I could still, cater to more of the crowds that are fitting the local time this time. And of course it's about 7 o'clock in the morning in India and Australia, New Zealand and Philippines and Japan and all can join. That's the right time for them as well. And perhaps some Europeans eventually may have a hard time sleeping and can join us. Rob says, I've watched a lot of your videos in the recent months and they have helped me so much. I'm delighted to hear that, Rob. I'm glad that you enjoy the channel and the content. And that's wonderful that you shared that with us. David says, Mehran, I have a bone to pick with you. Oh, do you now? All right, go for it. It's a long distance, regardless of what it is. I mean, we can't really hurt each other too badly. I mean, unless your arm is like, you're a stretchy man. So fire up. I'm sure I can match up. So until you do, let me respond to Rob. Rob says, I've been separated now for 3 months. Oh, okay. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for your videos. My pleasure, Rob. I'm glad that it's been helpful to you. David said you uploaded all 3. Why you can't move on? Videos at the same time. You're supposed to leave some suspense. Yes, I know, but I did want to take advantage of the opportunity of it being in 3 parts, but it wasn't meant to be in 3 parts. If you can recall, at the time I was making that video from the scenery or from the background, I was still in Maui and I was in my hotel room, and before I started making the videos, I think it was the camera told me no space in the memory card. So I switched the memory card to a new memory card, and when I finished, it had automatically chopped it into 3 places. It said it was more than, I don't know, 4K or something, and it had chopped. So I had no choice but uploading it in 3 different segments. And because I couldn't edit it, it would just finish my word and the next video would start from where I left off. There was no chance to edit it properly, and I'm not really that good in editing anyway. That's why I make all my videos in one shot. And then I thought it's unfair if I just finish one video, upload one video and release it to the point that it says but, and then there's nothing until a week later. And I thought it's more proper to have it all be released at the same day. So are we done with the bone picking now, David? Is it an acceptable and reasonable response or logic behind it? Rob says, technical issue make for a bad time. Lol, I can relate. Yeah. Is it? Are you guys receiving this? Okay, the resolution and the sound. Rob, you mean technical issues? You mean technical issues on the channel or on the relationship that you just are 3 months separated from? Gavin says, hey Mehran, if I book a session with you, can I please speak to you in like hour or 30 minutes? Yeah, you can choose either one. You can choose 30 minutes or 1 hour if you go on my site and click on Talk to Mehran via Skype. Then you can see the prices and you can choose whichever suits for you. But if you, until a further notice, if you get a 30 minutes, you'll get an hour. And if you get an hour, you get 2 hours until I can finish that campaign. And unless, of course, if you guys have purchased the Ultimate Breakup Cure package from my site, it's got lots of perks in it. One of the perks is that if you get half an hour for the next year, it's a yearly subscription, you can always get 1 hour for every half an hour. And you get 2 hours for every 1 hour appointment that you make throughout the whole year. Even when I finish this campaign of, double what you book. And of course, the mindset copy, a PDF will be sent to you, and 82 videos that is also appropriate for how to move on and, helping you to understand what you're going through and so on. And many other little things that you can see it there. That's also included there. David say, okay. So it's acceptable, he says. Okay, good. So no more fighting. It's all good, yeah? All right. Go on and take your horse into the stable and take mine too. It needs a little water. Now that we've concluded our and Rob says the three videos topic. Yeah, the 3 videos, the topic is how to move on. Of course, we have that topic discussed in previous videos, many of the videos, but every once in a while I find new angles, a new way of expressing, those different views or different paths to help you to move on, and that's just the newest one. Joy Smooth says, Mehran, good to see you. Good to see you, Joy. Gavin Singh, will you be able to speak today? Well, at the moment, Gavin, where are you? Let me know where you tuning in from, so I can calculate the time difference and see if we can do that after the live talk. Because after the live talk, that'll be about 8 o'clock here, which I will just have to have a tea and maybe kind of recuperate from the talk, and I should be able to, depending on if the system, because all the appointments are sent to me by the system. So if you get in there and register for the appointment, then the system will inform me and you'll be ahead of tonight, unless somebody else or some other appointment that has been hanging would be completed in registration and I get it, and depending on what that is. Otherwise, at the moment, I haven't gotten any notification, so I'm free. And you guys know that there is a new service that I've joined that's from Japan. It runs out of Tokyo. It's called Callmart. It's an app. If you go to Callmart and sign up, then whenever you see the button for Mind That Seeks Truth is green, that means I'm available. These are times that I'm not in meeting, I don't have a appointment, and I'm not in any session or discussion. I'm free. Then I put it green, so you don't have to wait. You can simply click on that and it rings, and then I will respond. You don't have to make an appointment. Those are usually for shorter conversations. Let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour maximum. And that goes by fee, like $1 a minute, which is pretty inexpensive. For now, for trying it, I put it at a low cost to see how it's received. But of course, for longer versions, the Skype consultation would be more suitable, because when it through Callmart, it goes through my cell phone, and I could be anywhere. But when it's an appointment through Skype, I always know when the appointment is, so I'll be where I am usually, right here. So it'll be a different setting, and the noise level and all that would be different. But if someone can't wait and they really need to talk to me right away, just click on Callmart, and I'll put the link up there. Anyhow, you see it there, and if it's green, you can call and we can talk about your issues right away. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and don't be shy, share it. We need the exposure. And Rob says, but yeah, 3 months separated could be classed as a technical technical issue. I see. Okay, all right, good. You should have a sense of humor, because after all, it's not the end of the world. It's just a separation, and we can handle that. I assure you, we can handle that. I can help you. I have proven that to over 1.7 million people who have enjoyed and benefited from the channel's videos, and with all 1,500 videos available to you, all free of charge, all the live talks, and me at Skype and at Callmart, we can handle that. We can all move on, whether you're a man or woman. We can all move on, and whatever your relationship is, and learn how to deal with this, and it'll be okay. It'll be all right. Don't fret it. Achilles. That would be Antoine. Antoine says, hey Mehran, how are you, sir? Antoine here, yes. Wishing you blessing on this day. What's the latest? Well, latest is that Nothing really. Latest is the Callmart. I'm excited about see how Callmart works. It's you know, their CEO got in touch with me from Tokyo. They featured my channel on their site. Apparently they liked what they see and they wanted to feature the channel, and so I joined their system, and that's the latest. Gavin says Tennessee 9 p.m. Oh, I see. All right, Gavin, there we go. And Antoine says, just let you know, I'll be doing a one-on-one with you soon. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again for all the advice. My pleasure, Antoine. I'd be delighted to have a one-on-one and look forward for that appointment. I'm sure that I'll recognize the name. So, what do you guys think about the latest video that I uploaded? The how to move, why you cannot move on. The title is Why You Cannot Move On. It's in 3 parts. And I think it's very helpful. If you have a chance, if you haven't seen it, take a look. And the quality of the videos are pretty good when I recorded with this new camera that I have. And the surprise, I've received a gift from my son. Has given me a real good quality microphone. So I've been lazy to put it together. So and I will look forward to next time, maybe tomorrow, I have it and see how the voice carries through that. And honestly, this week I promised to myself to change the internet carrier, because it will give me much better resolution. The resolution would be crisp and good quality, and I look forward to do that. I forget every time, and then sometimes I have second thoughts, or shouldn't I do it? I've been with this company for, I don't know, 20 years or whatever, and my emails are with them, so I guess I'll just save the old email addresses and somehow reserve it, keep it, but then go to the new channel, because I've talked with them several times and they don't have their high-end system of fiber optics in this particular block, which is amazing. So, and it's usually this particular buildings are apparently under contract with a different company which has good reception and fast upload. These 3 videos that I just uploaded, it took over 24 hours, guys, about 36 hours just to upload them. That's how slow this is. So if we have a good resolution sort of right now, we're kind of, lucking it out. David says, I have not seen the videos yet, but I will soon. Yeah, David, I recommend it. Why you can, it's the latest update. Latest upload. Let me see if there's anything else in this tea today. Not really. All right. Juanpa, pura vida, Juanpa. I kind of beat you to it, but I saw it. Male 23, Costa Rica. He says, hi Mehran, pura vida. I have a question. Aha. I am surprised. Is this live talk for questions? What a surprise. Go ahead, of course. And Juanpa says, some people say that it's okay to be sad. Yeah, occasionally we all get sad. We have the temperament of the ocean. We are part of this planet. And on this planet, there's something called ocean, which is sometimes calm, sometimes, acting weird and ferocious, and sometimes just up and down, small waves. So that's the emotion of the human being as well. So says some people, Juanpa says some people say that that is okay to be sad, that you have to embrace sadness. Well, yeah, you don't want to bathe in it. You're sad not because you chose it. Something happened that affected your emotions, and for some reasons, your conditionings, your culture, all the things that have put you together the way you are, you react to it. As we said, we are creatures of more reactionary than initiating thing. We have learned through conditioning of our consciousness, we've become like a woven fabric of different material in each one of us. So if it, I don't know, tennis ball hits it like an event, comes to it, affects it, its reflection and it's the way it responds to that approach or that event or that tennis ball falling into it, due to the characteristic of the fabrics of the woven fabrics of the field of our consciousness, the reactions are different. And sometimes the way it is, that reaction affects us in a sad way, and that's normal. But that doesn't mean you should just put up a hammock and just stay in the sadness. Oh, it's good for you. No, it's not good for you. It's something that we have to endure. It's not by choice. And he says, embrace sadness, but I think differently. Thanks to what you have taught us, I now think it's bad to feel sad, and I change my thoughts to change my feelings, yes, and I decide to be happy, yes, based on the basics of life, yes, but is it too false or unreal to be happy all the time? Yes. You can't be just happy for no reason. They may call you crazy. But when you're happy, or you're dealing and managing unhappy events or situations in your life, in order to show that I'm in control, you don't have to fake it and be bubbly. You just can attend to your affairs. Be focused on your duties and responsibilities and do what's needed to be attended to. And that is the same as handling it and not being sad, because you're focused on creating, doing, making efforts. And that is sometimes a countermeasure to sadness. But you don't have to necessarily think the opposite of sadness is happiness. It is, but you don't have to be either sad or happy. You can be sad or not sad. That's not happy, but it's not sad either. Then when it's an occasion for you to feel genuinely happy, then you'll be happy. Otherwise, you will get this kind of putting up an act, and you know it. That makes you uncomfortable. And he says, or to always look for the bright side of things. No, you got to be realistic, deal with things, be responsible, take actions when it needs to be taken action. But you don't have to, but you can't lose sight of looking at finding some positive sides or bright side of something. But sometimes there is no bright side of something. It's just that it's a fact. Now I got to deal with it. Now I got to keep going forward. And that is not necessarily the same as looking at the bright side of some things, because sometimes some things don't have a bloody bright side. But you just look at it as what it is, and you take actions to continue your journey. That is something that we all do from time to time. And he says, is it bad to be extremely optimistic? Extreme of anything is stupid. You can be reasonable, but you can't necessarily think that you can be optimistic in everything. Somebody tells you, okay, take this jump out of this cliff and you will land on your feet, or you will dive into the ocean. Okay, well, yeah, you can be optimistic, but you don't have to be stupid. You can say, well, yeah, I can be optimistic, but I prefer not to do this. That's the way I like to express my optimism in some things. That you always got to use your judgment and your brain. It's not about being sad or happy or optimistic or negative about it. Use your goddamn judgment. Think it through. Think deep and judge well. Is it suitable for me? Is it going to bring about good results? Is it appropriate? Is it something that I would be able to live with it? Is it something that shows me that I've been responsible in thinking about this before I take action about whatever it is that you do? So that will be a more preferable way of dealing with things than just being optimistic just to be what? Put up a show? You're not putting up a show for other people. You're not living for other people to say, oh, his picture of livelihood, living, is like this. As if these other assholes who are looking at you and judging you have it all perfect and figured out. No. So don't live for other people. Live for yourself, but think deep, judge well, make good decisions, and on that basis, make your action and move forward. And it's okay to be sad. Depends on what it is. Sometimes you have no choice but to be sad. Look, when I lost my father, what the fuck is about thinking the bright side? What's the bright side? But it was a fact. I had to deal with it. But I would be sad. And I was sad. I still can be sad when I think about it. But eventually you got to see responsibilities, and moving on encourages you to, for the respect of your loved one, the one who expects you to be better, be bigger, be stronger, to comply and move on in your journey and handle it in the best way you can. But you're still sad, and that's okay. So those kind of sadnesses or things that happens and you weren't at fault, well, you can be sad. But sitting there and bathing in this sadness, there's no honor in that either. Just got to get up and move it. We are not supposed to be, although many things happen to us which we are not at fault, did not expect it, do not deserve it, but we are not victims in this world either. In most cases, we can handle it. Some things we have no control. Happens, things. But in some things, we have full control by using our brain. And we should do that. So that helps us not to be in predicaments that makes us sad. But if something does happen that you're not in control and brings sadness, well, you will be sad, but you still got to get up and move. That's what I'm trying to say. I think I've said it. Joseph Baker says, hey Mehran, I've been trying to follow the advice you gave me, and I've started to reduce contact with my ex. I'm slowly feeling better every day and learning to not get lost in my own thoughts. Thanks. You're welcome, Joseph. Delighted that you shared that with us. I hope you have subscribed. And the ones who haven't, please do. And keep on watching the videos. In the channel, we have over 1,500 videos. I'm certain that pretty much anything that comes to your mind after your breakup, we got a video on it. And that is something that I think is very helpful, and I know it is. And if we can only find a way so everybody can find this channel and will grow with bigger number of subscribers, then we got it. We're doing something. And Let's Talk Everything says, I feel like most men after a breakup. The hardest part is thinking your ex is possibly now in another man's bed. That can really mess one's focus. Well, let's talk about that. The fact that women, when they break up, eventually are going to have another relationship. They need to be in a relationship. Most women do. Most men too. And when they are in a relationship, biologically, they would be interested to be intimate and have sex. The question is not that. You can't stop that. That's part of our makeup. We are made that way. If you're a heterosexual male or heterosexual female, you have you're programmed in your gene to seek intimacy for procreation. Whatever your gender is and whatever your programming, your gene is, you are programmed to seek companionship, be in a relationship. These are facts. You can't simply expect, if your relationship breaks up, your ex suddenly becomes a nun or becomes a monk. That's not going to happen. You have to understand that. It's a fact. And when something is a fact, you can't do anything about it. And you shouldn't need to do anything about it. So that's not a question. That's part of this life. The question is, why in the fuck you have made a woman to be the center of your worth and value, that if what's between her leg is being experienced by another man, that automatically shrivels you down to nothing? Why is it that your worth and value in your mind is dependent on who she sleeps with? Can you answer me that? That's where the problem is. You have conditioned yourself to think that even though your consciousness and her consciousness are not match up, it's not working well together, but your worth and value is in her vagina. I don't get that. You will find this out and you come to this conclusion when you're much older. Because right now, at the age that you might be much younger than I am, your hormones doesn't allow you to see yourself. You only see yourself in relation and interaction and reaction with others, which the most important one is with a woman. And if she smiles upon you, you think, I'm the king. If she doesn't, suddenly you're not sure about what kind of king you are. So, what I'm trying to say here is that it's about your conditioning that you're thinking this way and feeling devastated. It's not that really your worth and value and your manhood and everything that you are or not is between a woman's leg. Because that is different than who she is. And what you're really mixing up with who she is your desire for intimacy based on programmings that you have received in your genes. So in fact, you really are infatuated with fulfilling your desire, which fluffs your ego. That's where your worth and value is being challenged. Not because she's with another guy or not. That's a fact. So will you be with another girl? What about that? But you say, no, the girl that I'm with, the new girl, that's not going to give me the value. The fact that she's with somebody else, that's going to devalue me. Why? It's all because of your traditions and your religions and things that have been put into your brain, the garbage that you have been bought into, and you've become a product of that kind of a school of thinking. Otherwise, whether she goes with another guy or not, you're the same guy. Everything about you is the same. As valuable, worthy, educated, capable, compassionate, caring. The same characteristic, is retained in you. But you follow the conditionings you've received from your culture and societies and all that, religion and nationalities and customs, and you think that is how you should feel. Although some of it is by gene, by nature, we men feel that way since the caveman's time. We still have that possessive feeling of my woman, nobody touches her. Even though if we can't live together and she's really no good for me, you still have a hard time to understand that it's none of your business. You shouldn't even care who she goes to bed with, but you do. That is something that you gotta logically reason with yourself and say, I want to free myself from that kind of a nonsense and go on with my life and find another woman, and her being with somebody else or not does not diminish me in any shape or form. That's where you should be focusing on. So let me move on to Gavin. Gavin says, Mehran, I just booked a session. It's on the Grinder Singh. Please try to make it happen if you can. I would really appreciate it. All right, sure, that's not a problem. As soon as I finish, I will attend to you and send you the. Since I don't know what, why don't you put down here what time you chose, and I can tell you, confirm it with you right now. Because I got to go to the other computer to figure that out. Or maybe I'll just turn around and pick it up in a second. Visham Dukia says, sir, a girl used to love me and I was not sure. Today I am in love with her, but she has moved on. Oh, you're not in love with her. You're in lust with her. Trust your feelings. Luke, trust your feelings. Let the force. Which means when you were not in love with her, you had reasons. Those reasons still exist. The fact that you feel you're in love with her, nothing has changed. The fact that she's not available anymore, it makes you feel like, oh, I'm in love with her. No, you're not. It's like no different. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I just want to make a point, deliver a point. It's like if you're in a store and you see there is, a kind of, number of suits. There's one suit of one kind with certain kind of a textile and design that is your size. Yeah? Only one is left, and it's your size. But you say, I don't like it really. But you've been looking around, you haven't found anything. But it's kind of okay, but it's not really, it's just the size, but you don't like the cut, you don't like the, textile, maybe you don't like the, the way it looks or the color maybe, but it's the right size. You're thinking about it. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not really that interested. But as soon as you see somebody else just about to come and say, oh, I see that suit, and just about wants to pick it up, you suddenly say, no, I think it's the right time. And then while you're humming and hooing, the guy takes it and you say, oh shit, you see, that was the right suit I wanted. But you didn't. Only because it's not available now, you think you did. It's a loss of opportunity that makes you want her, not her. And since childhood, we've been conditioned to want to be more. And for that, we learn to attain things, get things. Because we thought, if I have something, this house, this car, this toy, this bicycle, I have, gather, attain, then I have more. I am more because I have new things. Then if something gets lost, or somebody steals my bike, or something I don't get, it's taken away from me, or have to, then it's diminished. You think you're less. So in the same token, you think about possibilities as something that gives you more value, because it's a possibility to make you more by you being able to attain something. So possibility is an asset to you, like the other things that you gain to feel more, including possibilities. And a chance to be with a girl in a relationship is a possibility. Not necessarily exactly the girl that you wanted, but it's a possibility. The possibility is what you wanted. And you're missing and upset to have lost a possibility, not her. Think about it. It's mostly about possibility that you want a girl and you don't. There are many relationships that you actually don't want her. She's not really exactly what you're hoping for or what you're looking for. But the fact that she's possible to be your girlfriend or to be your friend tempts you. To the point that when she's no longer available, the same girl that you didn't want it, because the possibility is now gone, you think you wanted her. You think she was the right one. And the same thing here for you. Now, let me go on and see. All right. So Gavin says, I'm so sorry. I think there were two options and I picked 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, just tell me what is it that you, it works for you, and then I will, doesn't matter what you picked. Gavin says, we have done one before and I have you on my Skype ID. Oh, you do? Okay, good, good, good. So is it for, how long is it for? What did you choose? Peter Adrian Borcuta says, hi Mehran. Hello Peter. Says 4D Romania. Aha, Romania. Let's forget about the love nonsense, he says. It does not exist. Respect is the operative word. Wouldn't you agree? Respect is part of any healthy and good relationship, but I don't really understand what angle you're introducing. Visham says, sir, I feel I'm well settled and today I'm 32 years old. I still do not right partner in my life, do not have the right partner. Okay, so what? You're 32 years old. You're not. It's not like you're, 82 years old. 32 years old. So what? It's very young. Just focus on your life, build your life, have a good career, have some money. Then you have more confidence in yourself because you have settled where you want to be settled. Then when you meet a girl, you're not meeting her shaking in your knees. Oh, possibility. I don't want to lose this possibility. No, you will not look at possibility anymore. You will look at her. Is she qualified? Do we make sense together? That's a trouble for us guys, because as soon as we see a pretty girl, we think she got everything else that we want in a woman. That's just not the case. Your hormones take over, your desire for intimacy, and the possibility of, the possibilities, and to fluff in your ego that now I've got a girl, now I'm more, just as we talked about things a minute ago. That makes you all think that, okay then, she's the right girl. How do you know? You got to separate the physical appearance of a woman with who the woman actually is, which is in her consciousness. Then if both are appealing to you, then you got something to work on. But most of us guys, all it takes is some pretty girl, pretty face, fit body. I don't know, the rest of it, whatever it tickles your fancy. You suddenly think she's the right girl just because she smiled at you. She had a nice smile. All these physical attributes, you think it's communicating with you about their character. It's totally different. It has nothing to do with her character. So you got to not stop when you find a girl that aesthetically pleases you. You still gotta look, and just like the girls do. Girls don't stop when the guy looks good. They take a look at us, they see, okay, we're presentable, we look good, we're handsome, or whatever it is that they approve of, but they don't stop there. Now they want to know how you treat them, what manners you have, what you got in life, what kind of job you have, how much money you make, what kind of provisions you can be, what kind of person you are, how you manage life. All that comes into picture. But most of you guys don't. So you gotta expect more from a girl that you want to choose to have a relationship with, and then figure out if that's something that's going to get you somewhere, make that relationship work or not. Well, we started with 11, I guess, 9 or 11. Now we're down to 6. Oh, something I said. Or maybe we are too realistic and people just like to hear, oh no, you'll be fine, you'll get her back. Let me tell you how you can get your ex back. All the nonsense that you hear everywhere. But unfortunately or fortunately, we are not about that. We want to talk sense to make you strong. Boys or girls, whatever your gender is, we want you to be able to understand yourself better than you did, know who you are, know your psyche, and deal with the matters of life with full knowledge or better knowledge about what your center is, who are you, how you're put together. That's the message we want to get across. That's why this channel is there. And that's why not too many people like it. It's got less nonsense that you can find anywhere else. Anyhow, having said that, let's move on. Gavin says 30 minutes, sir. I'm okay right after live if you're okay. Yeah, after live, just give me 15 minutes to recuperate and just rest a little bit, get my thoughts gathered, and then I will call you on Skype. I will initiate the call. If I didn't and forget, which I shouldn't, you ring me or text me on Skype and I'll be with it. And Peter says, everyone thinks that the girls love them. They use the word love. Like when you say, I love this sandwich. And after you wonder why she never had this love for you. And this is why I said respect is better. Well, yeah, but we've discussed about this long ago. The word love is being misused often. You cannot love someone if you don't know that someone. To know that someone, you got to know the consciousness of that person. And through time, you get to know each other's consciousness, see each other behave in the real life, negotiate day-to-day stuff, and then see how you treat each other, how unselfish you are, and then you begin to trust each other, and you can eventually come to the point where you think, yeah, that's a love. You can't make a mistake and mix up love with lust. Most people who say they're in love with someone, pretty much they're infatuated or they're in lust. So respect is important, but there has to be reason for respect. You have to earn respect, and you have to earn her respect, and she has to earn your respect. It's not something to be given, it's something to be deserving. So for that, yes, respect is very important, but if you get too bogged down with that, it's like you're really in the forest and you say, I can't see the trees because I'm in the forest. Too many, because you're not focusing on the trees, or the other way around, however it is. So you need to be able to see where the love starts and where the respect is necessary and meaningful, rather than turning into some formal event that's got no emotion, no honesty, but just respect. That by itself is also not. A combination of the two should be more desirable. And Rob says they don't care. In every relationship is an interest. They want something. Your advice is spot on. As usual, my friend. No worries. Okay, Rob. Carpe diem, my goodness, where have you been? Have you deserted us? Carpe diem says, wow, it's Mehran. It's been a long time. Yes, I know. We know. You deserter, where have you been? Or hopefully you didn't need us anymore, and that's wonderful. Says, my ex-wife contacted me and said she regrets breakup. Should I talk to her? Yes, why not? Who do you think you are? Life is short. Talk to her. Talk to each other. See what's going on. You know, the less you expect, the less you'll be disappointed. But that doesn't mean lose your values. It just means don't hold yourself like for solvable differences. Don't keep grudge, or don't just make it seem impossible. Bring things to possibilities. Talk to her. What's wrong? Talk to her and see how it's going on. But don't just go in there because, oh, it's a possibility. She likes me. You gotta have good reasons for you to also feel that, okay, it can work out. But don't be too tough. Nobody should. Peter says, Peter says, everybody has a mask. You have to see beyond that. See your true colors. Yeah. Everybody, including everybody. Visham Dukia says, but that will take more years to know someone, understand her. By the time I feel I lost most times of my life. All my friends are married and I feel inferior to them. Is it okay to cry? Of course it's okay to cry. But why you feel inferior to them? Are you actually trying to get married just so you won't be inferior? And you think if you're not married, you're inferior? What the hell does that mean? You should not think that way. Are you going to a store and pick up a clothing article, a suit that doesn't fit you, but you say, because everybody else wearing suits, so let me wear this, even though it's not my size. It's not the right color or the right everything else. No, you won't. So just because love takes time doesn't mean you should accept somebody even though you don't know her enough to love her. That's why courtship, time. You got to interact with each other. Go out. Do things. Then you'll see. You can't tell me I saw a girl, I'm in love. Why? What are you in love with? You can't be in love with the physical body. That's intimacy. That's in your genes. You're not responsible for that. She's not responsible for that. That's just the way it is. But to love someone, you got to know her. How do you know her? You got to interact with her. Share things. See the difficulties, challenges. Then you know her. Then you can see if you can love. Because this word love is being used so often, making love. What do you mean making love? You're having sex. It's not making love. How do you make love? How is that word there? Making love? Or I love, as one of our friends here said, I love pizza. Do you really love pizza? How can you love pizza? Unconditional pizza? So you're going to go to the oven to be with the pizza because pizza is in the oven? What does that mean? But we use that word to the point that it has lost its real meaning, to the point that we use it to a girl that we just saw and it turns us on. You say, I love her. Huh? You don't love her. How can you love her? For something that you don't even know. That's why it takes time to get to know and then to see if the love is created on itself. Not you decide, I want to love her. Why? Because she looks good, she's going to make me look good when the others see that I'm with such a hot girl. That's not reason to love a girl. Because that's going to last as long as you two will last when you're intimate. That's it. You want a real relationship, you got to have foundation for the love. That takes time. That's what I'm trying to say. Without going any further to make it a long lecture. Carpe Diem says she said she made a terrible mistake. It's been 7 years. She has a 5-year-old getting divorced again. Oh. She has a 5-year-old with another guy after 7 years, and she's coming back to you saying that she made a mistake. Maybe it's time for you to make an appointment with me. We can talk one-on-one. Carpe Diem says 40 male. Carpe Diem says Alberta. Oh, you're from Alberta. Why did I always think that you're in Italy? And Carpe Diem says, I still have feelings for her, but I know deep in my heart that it would be same old after 2 weeks of bliss. Well, there are lots of information. I don't know, Carpe Diem, as far as, is that child yours, or is that child from the new guy? Or there are lots of things missing here, so well, you will always have feeling for your ex, but unless you can resolve all your questions in mind, which is going to be a long time and lots of questions, it's going to be a little bit tough to be in that stage of harmony again. It's her child from a new marriage. I see. Well, I think you better think this through. Yeah? It's going to be lots of challenges for you. I prefer you make the judgment. Just make an appointment with me. Gil says 37 male, California, girlfriend left me for another man. All right, after 17 years. So you guys were together at 20. Well, you had no business being together at 20 years old, but 17 years later, she's 37. Probably she's 37 as well, yeah? 17 years relationship. It's been 3 months since, still in pain. What can I do? Is it acceptable to you after 17 years your woman or your relationship breaks up and she goes to another man? Is it something that you feel reasonable? 17 years relationship, and the fact that she knows about that 17 years and she doesn't know Adam about that new guy, but yet she goes with the guy versus the 17 years of background, means she's just looking for something new. She's not really thinking it through. That rhymed, by the way. She's looking for something new. She's not thinking it through. Which means, nah, you're 37, you can find new relationships. Let her be. And you don't need to be hurting. Just look at it, ask your question. Was what she did reasonable? And if you come to the conclusion that it's not, because you've been a decent guy and there was no reason for that, and whatever it is, she's left, she's gone to another guy, then why should you be hanging around and being in misery? I know why. Because of all the things we talked about. Desire, fulfilling desire, pleasure. Our life is based on pleasure and pain, and the pleasure of it, intimacy of it, the conditioning, the order is broken, the mechanical process, and the mind cannot find security in the order of things because the orders have changed, and you're looking for that order because naturally what she's done is not correct. Yeah, is not something you approve of, definitely. But why do you want her? It's not because you want her because of what she's done. You want all those other mechanical process, the order, security of the mind that is found in the order, and all these, the conditioning, all the rhythm of things that how things were. And that's why you got to focus on that, and you will see that, well, listen, if she can do it, I can do it. Why should I suffer? Don't go on a rebound, but focus on your life. Build your life and make a good life, and then you will meet a wonderful girl, I'm sure. 37 is very young. You're just at the top of your game. So move on. Move on and stop crying. It's not worth it. If she can do it, you can do it. And Visham says, last question, sir. Is it appropriate for an arranged marriage? Oh, I don't like arranged marriages unless you spend enough time with each other that you actually think it's a right marriage between you two. Not because somebody set it up and you have to, because you now get to know each other and you feel, yeah, okay, we're compatible, and then let the time pass, you know. Don't just marry because 2 months ago your parents suggested, oh, that's the right girl for you. Got to get to know each other for quite a bit. But in that quite a bit, you may change your mind or she may change her mind. And then don't blame yourself or me that I said you guys got to have time to get to know each other. And some say, no, when they get married, they get to know each other. Well, that's another way of story. You make that decision. Carpe Diem says, is her child from new marriage? And he says, thank you so much for being here. I tried to figure out this YouTube algorithm to help you out. I appreciate that. It is silly that people who eat food have more views than you. Yes, I know. I will continue trying. I appreciate that, Craig, because Carpe Diem, because that is such a dilemma for me. We see people who swear by the channel, the life-changing effects it has had on them, all the wonderful videos, and yet we are still not found. I guess it's like 3-4 pages before somebody sees one of the videos when they look for the keywords. But anyhow, I'd really be grateful if you guys can find out what the hell is going on. There are people on this YouTube that I know just about a year ago or a year and a half ago, they had less subscribers than I did. And I watched some of their programs because they had like 200,000 viewers or 300,000. And I said, let me see, what is it? And to my shock, it was utter nonsense. Just like, oh, what a wonderful day. Gratitude. And you should love what you have. And these sort of things, now they have 1.5 million subscribers, with all the non-helpful uttering stuff that I just simply was in awe. What? This is actually what people are looking for as a solution. Gratitude. And some kind of a nonsense uttering after it. So I may be out of tune. Maybe I'm just not with it. Maybe that's what really solves people's problem. But knowing that that is not true, and there are intelligent people who are looking for answers and truth, hence Mind That Seeks Truth channel here, I really do need to find out what's going on with the algorithm. How can I make, because it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Now, let's stop my complaining and move on to Peter says in Romania it is a saying about marriage that it is like lottery. Almost everybody loses. Everyone wants to get lucky, hoping for a great marriage, but the sad outcome is another like in lottery, only a few win. Yes, right. Yeah, that is because nobody knows anything about that number that they're writing and choosing, or the lottery ticket that they're buying. Nobody knows about its relationship with the actual winning jackpot. Nobody knows. It's random. And if you treat your relationship in the same way, that you fall in love with the girl that you don't know anything about, it's almost the same relationship that's going to fail. You will not win, or the odds are very much against you. And the same thing in, she comes to you because, I don't know, maybe you got things, and you go to her because she's pretty. But where in this equation, what you guys offer each other is talking about who you are. You don't know who she is, she doesn't know who you are. And that's why it doesn't work. Because to begin with, most of us don't even know who we are ourselves, let alone knowing who the girl, the partner is. To know what her fears, desires, egos, what her thoughts and consciousness is all about, how we can interact and deal with and help each other and so on. If you don't know it, you can't, therefore it fails. So, we go to cotton lovers. Oop, see, this one has got it made. Forgot about everything, now it's a cotton lover. It says, sir, I need to stay with a guy, or do you think I need? Obviously, first of all, give me the protocol, guys. You guys all forgot. Other than some of you, you got to let me know how old you are, if you're a man or a woman. It helps me to be able to answer you properly. And where you're tuning in from. So, cotton lover, let me know your gender, and let me know how old you are, and let me know where you're, tuning in from. So, sir, do you think I need to stay with a guy who's been with me for 12 years in relationship but never marry me? He keeps saying wait and wait. Yeah, I got to know your age, and I think the guy is just not believing in marriage. Maybe he really likes you or loves you, I don't know. But he's maybe keeping you around until, again, I don't know your culture, maybe she's waiting for her family to arrange something for him and suddenly says, okay, bye-bye, I have to go now. After 12 years, somebody not marrying you, chances are, it still may happen, but chances are, it will never happen. Because the guy has some reasons for that. Because you should know if you want to marry someone or not. If you are believing in any marriage institution at all. If you don't, well, it still might work out, no problem. But if you are looking for a marriage, but after 12 years you don't, well, you should have known that after 5 years, max. Or 3 years. But if you still don't know it after 12 years, that's not because you want to wait for no reason. There's some other issues. You got to figure that out. All right, looks like we hit all the questions. It's time for me to say thank you very much for all your attention and being here and letting me to share some views and topics and points with you. And before I go, there's a couple more comments. Peter says, I bet he's one that says to cotton lover, I love you a lot in 12 years. Yeah. Visham says, will this live video be available later? I will watch it again. Yes, actually, I would like to watch it again myself. Yes, I will upload it as soon as it's processed and ready to go. Maybe after my appointment with one of our friends here. I think it was Gavin. And I will upload it. So, again, guys, love you all. Thank you very much for being here. I hope to talk to you tomorrow, maybe around 12 noon Vancouver time. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.